Coming up on Global Business, China's top policymakers meet to discuss the draft government work report, a key report that reviews the government's work last year and sets out the major tasks for this year. China's Commerce Ministry says China stands ready to work with the United States to reduce tensions and benefit companies from both countries. And we'll explore what's buzzing at the world's biggest connectivity event. We're on the ground at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona. And welcome everyone to Global Business here on CGTN. I'm Michael Wong in Beijing. The Political Bureau of the Communist Party of China's Central Committee met on Thursday to discuss a draft government work report, which will be submitted by the State Council at the top legislature's annual session in March for deliberation. Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, presided over the meeting. The meeting pointed out that efforts are needed to comprehensively deepen reform and opening up, as well as promote self-reliance and strength in high-level science and technology. The meeting also stressed that efforts should be made to expand domestic demand and high-level opening up. It noted the need to vigorously promote the building of a modern industrial system and accelerate the development of new productive forces. The meeting reiterated that efforts should be made to solidly promote the comprehensive revitalization of rural areas, strengthen ecological civilization, and promote green and low-carbon development. The meeting also stressed the necessity to earnestly protect and improve the people's well-being. Well, China's National Bureau of Statistics has reported a 5.2% GDP growth for 2023. The announcement on Wednesday confirms the government's preset yearly target of around 5%. With China's economic output reaching 126 trillion yuan, or nearly 18 trillion US dollars. Officials have also highlighted new drivers of growth, including the new energy vehicle sector. The production of NEVs last year rose by 30% year-on-year, reaching more than 9 million units. Meanwhile, the output of solar cells and 3D printing devices, well, that jumped by 54% and 36% respectively. The number of newly established business entities was around 33 million, with 27,000 new companies established per day on average. More than 53,000 foreign invested enterprises were also set up last year. That's up nearly 40% year-on-year. Well, for more on the Political Bureau's latest meeting, I want to bring in Mr. Liu Zhiqian, a senior fellow at Renmin University's Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies. Mr. Liu, so what were your major takeaways of the signals sent from this latest Political Bureau meeting in terms of how China's top policymakers will further support the economy this year?
I should say that this Political Bureau's meeting is very important because before the NPC meeting next week, so it has reviewed the results and achievements we have made last year and set up our new target and the new efforts should be done in this year. So this meeting sent a very strong and clear signal to the global community and also for domestic market. Last year in 2023, we met many challenges and uncertainties. Even though that China's economy has achieved wonderful and excellent result, which is the best among the major areas, major countries in the world, 5.2%. In vertically version, that it is a very good and also best result compared to other nations, including the developed countries. On the horizontally, also we compared our in recent 3 years that this achievement is also very important progress for China's economy. Of course, this meeting set up our new target and also new purposes for this year. It's quite important for the whole party, whole nation, the whole people that to follow up this policy. For instance, the new target for GDP for this year and also for in green eco technology and also in all around of the people's life to be improved in this year, especially for to expand the demand in domestic market. And also one thing should be emphasized that this year's another major point is that to try to make a better external environment for China's development. Also, we have close cooperation all over the world. That is to say that China will follow up to its reform and widely opening up policy. This is really a very good signal to build up new confidence for the whole world.
Yeah. I want to talk about priorities, Mr. Liu, because the meeting spoke about China's recovery and growth in 2023 amid a complicated international environment, while domestically the country had to push forth with its reforms. It had to push forth with development as well as maintaining stability and achieving, of course, that smooth transition out of COVID-19. So in your view, how is China able to really balance between this complex external environment on the one hand, but also manage all these priorities domestically?
I think that China has really adopted the right policy. That's why we can maintain and keep a well-balanced development in the last year. And also this year, the major priorities also the balance is a very important thing that for the government, for all entrepreneurs to follow. As we know, that stability and the stabilization of the economy is the number one. The secondly is the more important that we should make the progress while to keeping the stability, because only by promoting progress of the economic development we can ensure and enable the stabilization. This is a very good and logical idea for this year's strategic policy. So from technically, I think we have many items that to be concentrated. For instance, the AI technologies and the new science, and especially for as proposed by the central government to follow up the new productive force. And also we should have more efforts that to improve this green technology, low carbon emission, including all the sections that influencing the people's life. So in this way that all these major points will be combined and comprehensive efforts needed for the whole nation. So in this way, I think our government has really done its best job to facilitate our target and proposal of the nation. I think one of the major reasons why China can keep a good balance, because we have very high qualified government, the governance. And the second, we have excellent people to follow up. And the third, also, we have very high efficient policy and consistently. These three factors made our economy in very good balance. This is what the foreign or global market community try to learn from China. So this is what we should continue to do. I'm sure by the end of this year, we'll achieve another excellent result by our efforts.
Okay, Mr. Liu, many thanks for your thoughts on all of that. Liu Zhiqian, a senior fellow at the Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University. Thank you. Well, China's Ministry of Commerce said Thursday during its regular press briefing that China intends to work with the United States to alleviate tensions between the two countries to benefit their respective business communities. Referring to the latest AmCham China survey, which indicated that a majority of American companies expressed confidence in remaining in China, these companies have also identified China-U.S. tensions as the most challenging factor for 4 straight years. China's Commerce Ministry said that China is ready to adopt pragmatic approaches, including leveraging the high-level dialogue mechanisms between officials from both sides in order to address the concerns of the U.S. business community here in China. And China has announced plans to develop an integrated business zone in Shanghai. The general plan for the Eastern Hub International Business Cooperation Zone was approved by China State Council. Speaking at a news conference, authorities say the zone will be a new platform to facilitate international business exchange, as well as to gather service resources. It will promote the integrated development of the Yangtze River Delta, as well as the innovative development of offshore, service, and digital trade. The new zone will complement Shanghai's goal to be a global center for economy, finance, trade, shipping, and science and technology innovation by 2025. Well, China's southernmost province of Hainan is experiencing an upsurge in visits from tourists and foreign investors under a new visa-free policy. Since early February, individuals from almost 60 countries have been given visa-free entry for purposes including tourism, business, medical treatment, exhibitions, and sporting competitions. Shi Xiaopeng has more from Hainan's provincial capital of Haikou.
I'm now at the international terminal of the Haikou Meilan International Airport. Behind me, the flight from Singapore has just landed. Since China announced the expansion of visa-free travel from 59 countries to Hainan on February the 9th, the number of direct global air routes between Hainan and those countries has been increasing. Hainan's Meilan and Phoenix airports have opened 46 overseas routes, covering the Hong Kong and Macau regions, Southeast Asia, Europe, Australia and New Zealand, and others. According to official statistics, in the first 9 days after China expanded visa-free entry, border inspection authorities in the province had inspected more than 55,000 inbound and outbound trips, with those from the 59 countries accounting for half of the total.
The whole trip went smoothly thanks to the visa-free policy.
I came here for travel. I think visa-free is very convenient, allowing us to enter Hainan easily. At Meilan Port, over 50,000 tourists arrived in January and February. About 30,000 of them associated with the visa-free policy from the 59 countries.
We wrote criteria route investor from Thailand eyed the policy advantages of Hainan from various aspects and is interested in both trading and the catering business. He hailed the new entry policy as beneficial to foreign investors.
It is very convenient for us to travel here. As soon as we buy tickets in Thailand, we can fly here. It is a very good policy for us to seek and conduct business.
The Thai investor also stressed that the policies and business environments of Hainan are quite attractive to foreign investors.
Hainan's tax reduction policy, such as a maximum personal income tax and corporate income tax of 15%, is appealing to investors. I think more foreign investment will be attracted to Hainan in the future.
With a focus on promoting foreign exchanges, for over 20 years, Hainan has enjoyed the most convenient visa-free entry policy in China, and the policy is being continuously upgraded. Eligible individuals from the 59 countries are now allowed to stay for an extended period, from 15 days to 30 days. Xiaopeng, Sansha Satellite TV in Hainan for CGTN.
Well, over the past year, China has been pioneering construction projects designed for everyday use that are also adaptable for emergencies. Hangzhou, a city that has quickly become a megacity, is jumping on board with its own set of versatile public infrastructure projects. Our Olivia He is in Hangzhou for more on how these dual-use infrastructure actually work.
Come of November 2023, Hangzhou has already gotten ahead of the curve, launching infrastructure projects that double as recreational facilities on normal days and emergency zones when needed. The 179 acres of land we currently see will become a transfer station by 2026. This station will serve as a hub for emergency living supplies and will also offer guaranteed services to the surrounding large and medium-sized cities. Hangzhou's list of dual-purpose public infrastructure projects for normal and emergency use consists of 116 projects, covering 4 categories: tourism accommodations, emergency medical facilities, suburban inventory warehouses, and highway rest areas. By late 2024, 84 of these constructions are set to kick off, pulling an investment of over 60 billion yuan.
Our upcoming tourist facilities, expected to draw millions annually, can instantly offer 300 rooms for shelter during crises, such as natural disasters.
Among the 116 projects, 32 are dedicated to leveling up access to quality healthcare. The goal is to blanket districts and counties with top-tier hospitals by 2025. Additionally, 12 super warehouses are in the work to ensure a steady supply of necessities, alongside 4 revamped highway rest areas that promise more than just a quick stop.
The Hangqian Expressway connects Hangzhou's main urban area with the Qiandaohu scenic area. It is a golden route for tourism. Some concepts of open service area planning and design have been introduced. incorporating commercial formats with transshipment, storage, and entertainment functions. In times of emergency, it can be converted into a personnel transportation and material storage hub.
Unlike general construction projects, Hangzhou's dual-purpose public infrastructure projects come with two blueprints right from the beginning. This ensures as much as possible that these facilities are useful under normal conditions and effective in emergencies.
Every project is meticulously planned with two designs, listing all necessary materials and equipment. This preparation allows for swift transitions to emergency operation, ensuring smooth people and supply chain flow, and activation of essential systems like wastewater treatment and air conditioning on demand.
To further support these initiatives, Hangzhou's government has unveiled subsidy schemes that favor big warehouses and tourist lodgings.
For suburban mega warehouses, we differentiate between new construction and renovation, supporting them with grants ranging from 2 million yuan to 50 million yuan.
By focusing on these critical projects, we're tackling uneven and insufficient development head-on. It's a strategic move to invigorate domestic demand and direct investments towards meaningful growth.
Experts point out that promoting dual-purpose construction in megacities not only enhances urban development, but also strengthens people's livelihood protection while supporting the transformation of the real estate industry. Olivia He, CGTN, Hangzhou City in Zhejiang Province.
Well, under the guidance of the financial regulatory authorities here in China, cities across the country have swiftly implemented real estate financing coordination mechanisms and introduced initial sets of financing whitelists to various financial institutions. Now, this has effectively facilitated more cooperation between banks and real estate enterprises. Our Aaron Liu has more from Guangzhou.
The acceleration of the urban real estate financing coordination mechanism in Guangzhou involves the establishment of the government bank enterprise communication platform to foster collaboration between real estate development firms and financial institutions. What advantages will this initiative offer to individuals and businesses?
Overall, in terms of market recovery in Guangzhou, confidence has increased significantly. Compared to December last year, we can see that the consultation data in background has increased in straight line with month-on-month growth about 50 to 60%. As for companies, in terms of financing, obstacles have decreased significantly compared to before. After release of the whitelist, it has become much easier for companies to obtain social financing, and developers are more proactive.
As per the China Index Academy's monitoring data, both transaction volume and demand in first-tier cities have notably surged prior to the holiday period. Specifically, Guangzhou has witnessed an 87% year-on-year increase in new home transaction area.
The unprecedented 25 bips cut by the PBOC in mid of February was definitely a continued support by the authority to the real estate development market, especially the residential sales. And we think before that, we already see a series of measures to support the reasonable financing needs of the developers.
The day after the first batch of whitelist for real estate project financing in Guangzhou was released, a real estate company in Guangzhou received a 50 million yuan project loan from the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, resolving the urgent need for the project company to pay construction funds and distribute wages of migrant workers before the Spring Festival.
From what we see as a positive sign, for example, the whitelist currently only includes 47 projects, most of which are from before 2021. In Guangzhou, we can see that there are about 200 projects that entered the market after 2021. So in reality, this means that the whitelist can continue to expand in the future.
As of February 8th, in addition to Guangzhou, commercial banks across the country have cumulatively issued loans to 83 projects in 27 cities, totaling 17.86 billion yuan. Many banks have stated that while accelerating to meet the financing needs of whitelist projects, They will increase investment in the construction of 3 major projects, strengthening financial support for rigid and improved housing needs. Ariel, CGTN, Guangzhou.
And still to come here on Global Business. We'll explore what's buzzing at the world's biggest connectivity event. We're on the ground at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona.
The National People's Congress, China's top legislature, and the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, the country's advisory body, convene their annual sessions in Beijing. Lawmakers and advisors will assess the country's performance, craft laws, and refine policies that will chart a course of China's ongoing modernization drive. Beijing once again hosts the 2 sessions, where China takes stock of what it has achieved and where it's headed next. Join us as we bring you highlights and analysis of China's agenda in our special coverage of the 2 sessions here on CGTN.
And to what's known as the world's biggest connectivity event, the Mobile World Congress draws to a close in Barcelona today with AI, the runaway theme of the tech show. And over the last 4 days, around 100,000 people attended the mega event to see the latest technologies up close. Our Ken Brown is in Barcelona with more. Hi there, Ken. There was a big Chinese presence at this year's Mobile World Conference, Mobile World Congress, I should say. What's been on show?
Hi, Michael. Yes, we've had a really strong Chinese presence here. Over 300 companies showing off significant advances in tech, infrastructure, and telecommunications. We're here at the Huawei exhibit, the biggest one at the Mobile World Congress. China's other tech titans are also here. Xiaomi, ZTE, Honor, the Xiaomi electric car, the SU7, really stole the show. It's a beauty. It goes 800 kilometers on a single charge, and from 0 to 100 in just 2.78 seconds. Huge interest around that stand. Now, while things like flying cars and singing robots tend to grab the attention at events like this, the big infrastructure companies are the ones making all the tech possible, that underpinning network connectivity. China Mobile is here, for example, a true giant with over $140 billion in revenue last year. They recently launched the first 6G satellite into orbit and are involved in the rollout of 5G and also investigating into how that can help digital content itself, things like gaming, sports, music, streaming, things like that. So we're also seeing a lot of China-Europe collaborations. A prime example is the Mobile Coffee Shop, a partnership between Italian coffee machine manufacturer Rea Vendors Group and the Chinese autonomous vehicle companies Neolix. So imagine you're looking for your morning latte on the way to CGTN Towers. You can just stop your local robot or call him on an app. Your robot barista will stop and get you on your way with your coffee.
Wow, that mobile barista sounds really convenient, Ken. Of course, all the major players bringing their new gadgets to the tech show. You mentioned flying cars. What other highlights are at the Mobile World Conference?
Yeah, apart from robot baristas, we're seeing, Mobile World Congress really is it's a techie's dream. It's hard to know where to start with all this cool tech. We've seen a lot of new phone launches, things like the Xiaomi 14 series that launched globally here, for example. ZTE have a very cool flip phone for only $599 US. The Honor Magic Pro 6 is also available around the world, well, in Europe for now at least. And of course, here we are at Huawei. Huawei have brought some top stuff to this big tech show and tell, like the Huawei Watch Ultimate Design. Check this out. This is the world's first gold smartwatch. Now, we also have these very cool clip headphones. Look at this. You get these in your ear. Let's make sure I get these the right way around. And it looks like you have an ear piercing. Trying to look cool there, Michael. We also have new Huawei Eyewear 2. Have a look at these. They look like a normal pair of glasses, very sleek design, very cool. They have a built-in mic and headphones, so you can listen to music, you can make calls and take calls while you're on your bike, for example. I love them, they're very discreet. Now, another big highlight this week was Lang Lang's performance. He blew Barcelona away by playing a virtual piano while his hologram played a real piano. Mind-blowing stuff. Now, speaking of art, Huawei's new MatePad Pro tablet is also making a splash here. It's perfect for artists and creators. Here's just a little doodle that I did earlier, Michael. That's a lie, I can't draw at all.
Ken, fantastic stuff. You are a Picasso in the making, I should say. Ken, thank you so much for your report. Ken Brown at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. Thank you, Ken. Meanwhile, Europe's electric vehicle market is becoming more competitive thanks to new affordable models from China, France, and the United States. Our correspondent Johannes Pleshberger is at the Geneva Motor Show looking at some of the cars that could be on our roads very soon.
A world premiere for a compact hybrid from China. The MG3 is set to enter Europe's most competitive car class.
This is the first time for MG in Europe that we are entering into the B segment. So it's a very competitive segment. Like in France, for example, it's the biggest segment in terms of sales.
200 horsepower for roughly $22,000. MG Motor is entering the full hybrid market at a lower price than its core competitors, aiming for a new bestseller. Another world premiere is the new Renault R5, an all-electric remake of the French cult car from the 70s. The retro design comes at the price of roughly $27,000 and offers a range of up to 400 kilometers. Customers preferring a longer range and more luxury might be interested in the Air Pure, Lucid's new entry-level model. The American premium brand has significantly lowered the European starting price to $92,000.
So with this car, we've gone to a real rear-wheel drive configuration. Our other Lucid Airs are all-wheel drive. That's brought the cost down and made it more accessible. We've used a slightly smaller battery, but still, with that, can do 747 kilometers of range. The design is really sculpted to excel at aerodynamics.
But despite several world and Europe premieres, Geneva's International Motor Show has lost much of its shine. Fewer visitors, fewer exhibitors. As car companies find other ways to promote their vehicles, there are many who fear that the show could soon be taken off the road forever. Johannes Pleshberger, CGTN, Geneva.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Global Business here on CGTN. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.